In this retelling of Hamlet, the Danish prince is a woman. The cast is multicultural, and Horatio is played by a deaf actress who translates the action into American Sign Language.
Yes, we're going to do this.
For director Ravi Jain, Why Not is more than the name of his theater company. It's his philosophy on how theater should be done.
Horatio's just a deaf person in this world, like you have deaf people in the world. Her deafness is not the focus of the story. She's just who she is. And I think that's the thing for me, is can we let people be their fullest selves when we tell stories?
Breathe in between them.
No. Yeah,
Actor and director Jain is part of a new generation of leaders in the theater world. They're young, from diverse backgrounds, and think it's high time for theater to reflect the world around them.
So try, just mark it through.
It's a view shared by Nina Aquino.
Welcome, welcome!
In the 4 years she has headed Toronto's Factory Theatre, it's transformed into one of the most exciting small companies in the country. In no small part by focusing on plays dealing with non-white subjects. This season, exclusively so.
Did they all happen to be works written or created by artists of color? Yes. But I don't think that was the leading or the guiding principle for me. It's just, in terms of looking at the works, the play themselves, they all lent itself to the idea of home and what it's like to kind of be a hyphenated Canadian.
Are you ready?
More than just politically correct, theater diversity makes for good box office.
A lot of times, especially the established ones, the audience is predominantly aging white people. Everybody knows there's a huge untapped audience out there in big diverse cities like Toronto or Vancouver.
So tell me about Allegiance and...
Filling that need, director Stafford Arima. 2 years ago, the Canadian became a darling of Broadway with his musical Allegiance, starring Star Trek's George Takei.
Who would want to come to see a musical about the Japanese-American internment? It's a downer.
As it turns out, many people did go see Allegiance. And after 20 years in New York, Arima is back in his home country to usher Theatre Calgary into a new era.
We need to connect all of our patrons, not just one group or one sample group of people, and all of their stories need to be shared in order for them to connect with this living art form we call the theater.
Where every man's a king and every king's a mama's boy.
And it looks like the government funding agencies agree. After years of major institutions and traditional Eurocentric plays getting the lion's share of funding, there are now specific funds reserved for theater with diversity initiatives.
If you can't be more flat.
A piece of the pie for people who are working hard to make sure the stories told on stage mirror life on the street.
Why is this? Wherefore?
Deana, Sumanac-Johnson, CBC News, Toronto.